All right, everybody, welcome back to our little midweek check-in, that quick check-in where Clint and I share what's on our minds and maybe what we're learning or just something we're kind of messing up. I'm Bo.
And I'm Clint. And look, today we thought we'd take you a little behind the scenes of making this podcast because realistically, here's the deal. Recording a show about authenticity, I mean, it even calls us out real quick like.
Yeah, because the mic doesn't lie. You sit down to record and suddenly you realize like, oh man, like I've been talking about practicing authenticity all week, but I haven't been practicing squat. Like I've been running on autopilot myself and I've been stress eating like a trail mix or something. Like I'm about to preach authenticity into a microphone. Like that's humbling.
Sure it is. And realistically, I mean, that has also been one of the coolest parts of this process is that it forces us to check in on ourselves and hold ourselves accountable. We can't say, hey, practice congruence if we're not actually doing it. Not that we don't drop the ball. Again, it's not about perfection for anyone, including us. But, this podcast, it's become sort of our own mirror. And sometimes we don't necessarily love what it's showing us.
Yeah, but you know what? Here's the twist and what also keeps us going. Like we really thought a lot about coin and, we really stress practice because when we were asking ourselves, like, who are we to talk about any of this stuff? Practice allowed us to say, you know what, we can talk about it because you know why? Because we're practicing.
Sure.
We're not getting it right all the time. The accountability of talking about this stuff out loud, it makes us practice more. Like I'll catch myself midday thinking like, well, if we're going to record on Thursday, then I better not betray myself right now. Sometimes this podcast keeps me honest. Or I think to myself like, I need to really focus on this. Like I need to give this some extra thought. And it keeps me more aware.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Same here. And realistically, this is what we want you to hear. Growth doesn't happen in a vacuum. You need mirrors and you need those reminders and you need some form of accountability. For us, it just, partially is these microphones. For you, it might be a journal. I know I have a journal and that certainly keeps me accountable to myself. I've got trusted friends. You have trusted friends. Even just setting a daily check-in on your phone, these practices maintain that accountability for staying authentic and checking in on ourselves.
Yeah, so today's midweek check-in, find your mirror. Find that thing that reflects back whatever you're living authentically or just talking about. Like it doesn't have to be a podcast microphone, but it has to be something. You need to find your mirror.
And guess what? If all else fails, you know what? You can borrow us. That's basically what this community that we want to build. That's what the community is for. Reminding each other to just keep practicing, keep putting in the work.
Exactly. So there it is. Just a little quick midweek check-in. Hopefully lighten your mood a little bit. Hopefully remind you that you can laugh at yourself a little bit. That's the midweek check-in. Like keep practicing, keep coining, and look, we're going to see you back on Friday.
Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to check out coinyourlife.com and find us on social media.